1986, that was big, big bucks. And also, recruiting went crazy. It was a bonanza for the Navy in particular. They were setting up recruiting stations outside of the movie theaters because everybody wanted to be a naval aviator. And there's one study that found applications for naval aviators went up 500%
Teacher Robert.
after Top Gun. And the movie Top Gun got significant support from the Pentagon, including access to equipment and locations. And the military definitely has an interest in helping out movies that they think will help their image and recruiting. And they don't really, anymore anyway, censor movies. The military's not going to come to you and say, you cannot make that movie. What they will say is, we won't help you make that movie. And so the people that made Top Gun, they did have to make some changes in order for the Pentagon to really be into it. One of the things they had to do is, apparently, Maverick gets involved with, what's her name, Kelly McGillis? Yes. And Kelly McGillis is like an instructor, right? Right. But she's not in the military. Right. Yeah. See, because originally in the script of Top Gun, Maverick gets into a relationship with a woman who is another soldier. And the military said, oh, no, because we have rules about those kinds of relationships, and we're not going to help you if you insist on making a movie where Maverick has an inappropriate relationship. And so they said, oh, well, that's easy to change. Thank you very much. Can we still come on the base? And they said, oh, are you changing that? Yes. Here are the keys to the base. So that's kind of how it works. This relationship between Hollywood and the military goes all the way back to at least 1929, really 1928, when they made Wings, the first movie to win the first Academy Award for Best Picture in 1929. It's a silent film. It is a war drama, and it was directed by a guy named William Wellman, who himself was a World War I combat pilot veteran. It was dedicated to, quote, the young warriors of the sky whose wings are folded about them forever. It was a huge hit. It really bolstered the image of the military. Everyone was thrilled. So that started it. Then comes World War II, and we didn't have a Pentagon in World War II. We had the War Department, and they knew that they had to explain to people, both the troops and the public, why it was good and proper that we get involved in World War II. And so they hired some of the biggest filmmakers of the time, Frank Capra and John Huston and John Ford, and William Wyler, and George Stevens was part of this. And they hired them to make propaganda. Now, I use the word propaganda because they used the word propaganda because there was a time not that long ago when the word propaganda wasn't bad. It was just descriptive. Later, of course, it would take on all the negative connotations because originally propaganda was true information that you would show somebody to educate them about what was going on. Now when we say propaganda, we think of things that maybe aren't true, that are designed to manipulate people into believing the wrong thing. But it's not the way it was. In any event, and they put out a bunch of material. Frank Capra famously had this series called Why We Fight. It was meant to show the troops. It eventually was shown to the public as well. And this collaboration, if you will, between Hollywood and the military did help consolidate the country, bolster morale, and make sure that people understood what we were fighting, because we were fighting some true evil in World War II. Then comes Vietnam. Now, after Vietnam, which was an unpopular war that did severely undermine the image of the military in many circles, suddenly the relationship changed pretty significantly. It wasn't like, hey, we're all in this together for the good of the country. Why don't you make these movies and we'll help you out? It was more, we'll help you make a movie if there's something in it for us. Transactional relationships between Hollywood and the military. And that's when you get into this idea that we will help you We will give you equipment, technical knowledge. We'll help you make sure the stuff you're showing in your movie is accurate. We'll even let you film at military installations as long as we don't have a problem with what your movie portrays. And if we do have a problem, then you're not going to get any help. And is that censorship? I don't think it's censorship. We don't have the government coming in and saying, oh, I hear you're making an anti-war movie that makes soldiers look bad. We're not going to let you make it. We're not going to let you show it. That doesn't happen in this country. You just won't get any help. But why shouldn't the military decide who they want to help and who they don't? I think they should be allowed to. And so here is Top Gun Maverick. They did get some help from the military. You'll notice that in the original Top Gun, there's a lot of drinking, there's a lot of what would now be considered homophobic stuff going on, people are saying, and you'll notice that it's all handled a little differently in this day and age. But Top Gun Maverick continues the tradition of Tom Cruise, has a matinee heartthrob, but also the tradition of the military and Hollywood putting their heads together to make, in this case, what appears to be a great piece of entertainment. I haven't seen it yet. Jen?
I haven't seen it either, but...
Well, shocking that you have not been there on day one.
You know what? I thought about it, and I wanted to do it at iPick, spend the money, go, enjoy, and then I looked, and it was sold out, and then I sort of gave up. So I'm going to go maybe this weekend, something like that.
Yeah, wait for the enthusiasm to die down a little bit.
Exactly.
All right, when we come back, the internet is making you rip off everybody else. I will explain that. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeart app. Now, Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour Maverick newsroom.
President Biden says there's no good reason to be able to buy a gun that can fire hundreds of rounds. He said specific changes need to be made to current gun laws, but did not actually get into the specifics. The CDC is upgrading its monkeypox travel alert because of an increase in cases around the world. The advisory is now level 2, so that urges travelers to practice enhanced precautions. Those include avoiding close contact with sick people and dead or live wild animals. And a beach in Ventura is making it easier for people with wheelchairs or strollers to enjoy the surf and sand. A bright blue mat was put in just before the Memorial Day weekend at Harbor Cove on Spinnaker Drive at the Ventura Harbor. Here's SoCal weather from the Driveway.com Weather Center. It's a sunny Memorial Day. Highs will just be in the mid-60s to the mid-80s. This report is brought to you by, as soon as I get it, Goal Zero. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. Jeff Bach, take us to the 605. What a problem spot.
You betcha I will. Yeah, a little heads up now. If you're south on the 605, I'm sure you're doing the speed limit at least, so be careful. But when you get close down to the 405 around Willow, the right lane is still blocked there. So just be careful going through. You got to slow down a little bit, but it won't cost so much time. Northbound side's looking real good. As a matter of fact, all of our freeways, really, LA, Orange County, Inland, everything's looking good. That's good. One thing also to watch, South 5 at Indiana, that's coming out of the East LA interchange. There's supposed to be an animal running around. I'm sure by now the animal is long gone. I hope so, that's for sure. But just be careful if you're going through. And after that, really, it's a good drive through the 605 and all the way down to Orange County 91. No problems. Be careful. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Chuck Boss.
Goal Zero, the leader in affordable home backup systems and solar generators. During a blackout, they can power your fridge, freezer, lights, Wi-Fi, TV, and more with clean power. Learn more at goalzero.com.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey DQ fans, the new All-Star Summer Blizzard Treat lineup is here with flavors like the Girl Scout Thin Mints, the new Oreo Dirt Pies, Caramel Fudge Cheesecake, Cotton Candy, and more. There's something for everybody, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
On abortion and guns, the leading candidates for California Attorney General are very different. Eric Early is a conservative Republican, pro-Trump, pro-guns, and pro-life. Democrat Rob Bonta is fighting the NRA and supports abortion rights. If you care about Roe versus Wade, remember to vote early before the June 7th election for Attorney General. Ad paid for by Communities for Justice, supporting Rob Bonta for Attorney General 2022. Committee major funding from California Correctional Peace Officers Association. Not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
The job market is competitive right now, so you need to be competitive to attract top talent. If you're trying to fill open positions in your business, iHeartMedia is here to help. Use radio and digital targeting to find fresh, passive candidates currently in the workforce. These candidates are listening right now, looking for new opportunities. Together, we can let the community know you're hiring. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
As parents, we've done everything possible to protect our kids from COVID-19, from using hand sanitizers to masking up. But now we have the most important tool, vaccines. They help protect our children and the entire family. And it's okay to have questions. Ask your doctor about the COVID-19 vaccine for your child, or visit vaccinateall58.com to learn more and find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
California's become a very scary place. Criminals have more rights than victims. Violent predators are let out of prison early. Police are under attack. And in LA, George Gascon rules as king. As district attorney, Gascon repeatedly put violent criminals' rights above our families. What he calls criminal justice reform is really criminal destruction of our neighborhoods.
A stunning rebuke of L.A. County District Attorney George Gascon. L.A. County prosecutors overwhelmingly support the recall. I'm Nathan Hoffman. It's no wonder over 800 deputy district attorneys in more than 30 cities want Gascon removed from office. Gascon's policies endanger public safety and put our families at risk. As Attorney General, I will stop Gascon's reckless policies. My job will be to help make our neighborhoods safer. Nothing will ever be more important than that.
Nathan Hoffman, an Attorney General who will keep us safe.
Paid for by Nathan Hoffman for Attorney General 2022.
Hey, all, it's Gene Sharp. Are you looking to sell your home in 2022? Well, congratulations. That's a big deal. For most of us, it's the biggest deal of all. So let's make sure you get everything out of it that you can. Before you get ready to list, make sure you call the good folks at Revive. Revive's business is to maximize your home sale value. How? By guiding you through market-critical upgrades before you sell. It's like flipping your own home, except Revive fronts the cost and guarantees the result. Yeah, you heard me right. No money out of pocket and a higher selling price guaranteed. You can list higher and sell faster in just a few short weeks. In fact, the average homeowner sees $160,000 in additional profit. This is a no-brainer. Revive has created an easy, stress-free way to maximize your greatest asset, your home. So are you thinking about selling? Well, you can settle or you can see what's possible. To get started, visit iloverevive.com. That's iloverevive.com.
This woman had a baby on an airplane.
You know, there's a bunch of a-holes on the plane going, how late are we going to be?
If you just play stay in your seat.
No!
The Tim Conway Jr. Show.
Come on! I gotta get the Starbucks!
Weekdays to 6 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart app. It's the Bill Handel Show, Memorial Day. Bill's off today. He will be back tomorrow. Some of the stories we're watching for you at KFI. An LAPD officer has died. He suffered what they call a catastrophic spinal injury during a training exercise at the LAPD Academy. And some strawberries have been recalled by the U.S. government. They've been linked to a multi-state outbreak of hepatitis A infections. They would have been bought no more recently than April 25th, I believe. So if you have them, they're either in your refrigerator covered in mold, throw them out, or they're in your freezer where you put them and you should still throw them out. Oh boy, everybody's accusing everybody on the internet of ripping them off. Hey, I put up a TikTok where I shake my butt while I'm, shooting whipped cream out of a can into my mouth. And then you put up a video and you were shaking your butt and you were shooting cheese whiz out of a thing into your mouth. You totally ripped me off. Well, when is it plagiarism and when is it just everybody wants to be famous on TikTok? Because I'm thinking it's more the latter than the former. the fact of the matter is that TikTok, this is true of Instagram, I think a lesser extent on something like Twitter, it just doesn't lend itself to the same thing of trying to go so viral with videos, etc. And that is that if you go through, you see a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. If you get on TikTok, let's say you start a new, in fact, try this for yourself. Try and open up a new TikTok account. And don't watch anything. And go to that page where they recommend stuff for you. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see tons of girls behinds. Now, you haven't been watching a bunch of girls behinds on TikTok, and yet, when all they know about you is that you're some kind of a person, they don't know what kind of a person, they just know you're a person who is now on TikTok, you're going to see a lot of girls behinds, because guess what? That's very popular, apparently. And the other thing that you're going to see are TikTok videos, instructional videos, on how you can rip off other people's TikTok videos. These are two of the most popular things on TikTok. Girls behind, how to rip off other people's popular TikTok videos so you can be popular on TikTok. So there are videos titled, How to Grow Your Account to 1,000 Followers in 1 Week. 10 video ideas anyone can use. How to easily produce video ideas for TikTok. And here's some of the advice from that last one. This is what they tell you to do. Find somebody else's TikTok that inspires you and then literally copy it. You don't need to copy it completely, but you can get pretty close quote. So here's the thing. I mean, that seems like it might be pretty nefarious and underhanded to say, why don't you just find somebody else's video and then do the same thing? I'm telling you to go rip somebody off. Except, here's the thing. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they all work on algorithms. So, it's really not, I see a video I like, I rip it off. It's, I see what kinds of videos are popular, and I want to make the same kinds of videos. Which to me is exactly the smart thing that you would do. If you are hell-bent on becoming super popular on a social media platform, absolutely the best way to do it is to see what's already popular and do the same thing. That just seems like intelligent analysis of the marketplace that you're trying to enter. Yeah, maybe it looks like plagiarism in this sense. If here's a video of a mom and her little kid and they're doing a goofy dance, and then they look at each other and they go like, ha-ha, and then you go, okay, so I should get a little kid and we should do a goofy dance, and then we should look at each other and say something at the end of the video. So we do a goofy dance, and maybe it's a little bit of a goofy dance than the one in the other video. It's not the same goofy dance, but it's goofy. And then at the end we look at each other and we don't say, ha-ha, we say, that's you. It doesn't even make sense, but that's what we say. That's you. Well, it's highly likely that's going to catch on. The algorithm is going to notice that it's very similar to videos that are already popular. The algorithm is going to show my video to a lot more people than if I put up a video talking about how the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals handles, interlocutory appeals in criminal cases. Because nobody's getting shown those on TikTok. So, it's bad to rip somebody off, but is it bad or smart to see what they're doing that's working and then do it yourself to the best of your ability? And where's the line between blatantly copying and simply paying heed to what's popular? You can't make a video that's going to hit the algorithm well without it seeming a lot like the other video. It's not possible, because the algorithm says these basic components are what people want to look at. So you've got to put the same basic components into your video. And then people might think that, you're ripping off somebody else's video. But I don't know what you want. I think that you can't both be successful on a social media platform and not in any way tread in the same waters as other people who are successful. Those two things can't happen because of the algorithms. So the next time you see me and Jen shaking our behinds, you'll know we're not trying to rip people off. We're just trying to get those followers, man. All right, let's get some news from Jennifer Jonesley, and then when we come back, you've heard about Clearview AI, the facial database that law enforcement can use. Well, there's a facial search database that you can use right now. You are not going to like how much information it has, though. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart app.
It's Memorial Day weekend. To all those who protect our freedom by putting their lives on the line. KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Lots of flights grounded. I'm Jennifer Jonesley, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Airlines have canceled almost 4,800 flights around the country over this Memorial Day weekend. The flight tracking site FlightAware.com says at least 23 flights have been canceled today. 17 flights were reported canceled at LAX yesterday. There were 2 flights canceled at Hollywood Burbank Airport, none at John Wayne or Long Beach Airport. Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul, has been arrested for DUI in Northern California.
Pelosi was booked on 2 charges on Saturday night, one for driving under the influence and another for being over the .08 legal limit to drive a vehicle in California. Both charges are misdemeanors. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has not said much about her husband's DUI arrest in Napa County. A statement from a spokesperson for the speaker says that Nancy Pelosi will not be commenting on the private matter, which occurred while she was on the East Coast. Andrew Caravella, KFI News.
Memorial Day has brought another round of record gas prices to Southern California. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded in LA County has risen to $6.16. In Orange County, the price is $6.14. And for the lowest gas prices in your area, you can check out our website at KFIAM640.com. Keyword gas, and in just a second, I'll be giving you the average price in California. The Justice Department says it will review the police response to the shooting in Uvalde, Texas last week. The review is being conducted at the request of Uvalde's mayor. Authorities say students and teachers repeatedly begged 911 operators for help while more than a dozen police officers waited in the school hallway. There's been a deadly boating collision on a river near Savannah, Georgia. One person has been charged with boating under the influence. ABC's Rhiannon Alley says 5 people were killed in the crash Saturday.
9 people total were on board the boat, traveling in opposite directions when they collided. Among those dead, 4 members of the same family.
A witness says one of the boats appeared to be speeding. A climber has been killed and 2 others were hurt in a rockfall and avalanche in Rocky Mountain National Park.